Hey up you lot, welcome back to the channel. It's been a week or two since I've done a decent sized video, so I thought I'd make up for it by going for another 10-15 minute one if I can make it stretch out that long. Um, Recently I've been changing the format of it, doing much shorter ones, just individual little reviews which have worked quite well. But I think every now and then, just to keep my hand in, I'm going to do a sort of a slightly longer one, just to keep the interest there. I think I've been putting way too much effort into planning them, writing stupid scripts out and pinning them to the door behind the camera there. Which works to a certain extent, but you find yourself looking at these sheets, and when you watch them back, know that that it's not completely natural. So I'm dropping all that, and I'm just going to basically hit the record button. I've got a little sheet under here with little bullet points just to remind me of what I'm actually going to be talking about, because being such an old sod, my memory is pretty crap nowadays. I'm sure you all know. So to get things started tonight, a quick shout out to actually one to a guy who runs a channel called Joe Loves Movies. He's a new subscriber, so welcome to the family, mate. Loving your videos, keep it up. He does pretty much what I do. We do a similar sort of thing. We just basically prattle about movies that we've watched, just things that are going on in the movie industry, that kind of thing. And he does it like I do. So yeah, keep it up, mate. It will all come together, I promise you. And also a quick shout out to an old mate that I used to work with, Christian in Poland. I used to call him Chucky. He used to have this outrageously spiky hairdo, but it was only spiked at the back. And I kept saying to a mate of mine, it reminds me of somebody, but I can't think who it is. And it came to me one day. He actually reminds me of Chucky, the doll from Child's Play. So that kind of stuck for about 5 or 6 years, and he moved back to Poland a couple of years back, and we've kind of kept in touch on Facebook. So I promised I'd say hello to him. So hiya, Christian, Chucky. Glad you're enjoying the videos, mate. So that's the shout outs for this week. A very, very quick review. I promised I would never ever do a really horrible review of anybody's film. But I tried to watch a movie called Curse of the Dream Witch. I believe it's a Sci-Fi Channel original movie. All I will say is avoid at all costs. It is the most shameless rip-off of A Nightmare on Elm Street that I think I've ever seen. There are a couple of scenes in there that are literally absolutely copied, completely taken from Nightmare on Elm Street, the Wes Craven movie. So if you like Nightmare on Elm Street, you probably will enjoy it, but it did absolutely nothing for me. It just completely confused me, and it wasn't that well done either. The special effects were pretty terrible, so I'd pretty much avoid that one. Let's see now. The big news over the last week or two is obviously that Bond, No Time to Die, has finally been released in cinemas. And before anybody says, have you seen it? No, I haven't. I won't be going to the cinema to watch it. I have pre-ordered it on Blu-ray, so I will be watching it in the comfort of my own living room, with a nice big bucket of popcorn and a Pepsi Max, and that will suit me just fine. My reasons for not going to the cinema are well documented. If you want to know why, there's a video I did a couple of weeks ago, and I think I did one about 6 months ago on the same subject, which will explain perfectly why I don't do cinemas anymore. What else is there here? Blu-ray app, forget. Yeah, so I was referring to these little notes here. It was supposed to be released. The Blu-ray was supposed to be released, I believe, in time for Christmas. I did hear a date of something like the week before Christmas, but I had an update on my order, on my pre-order from Amazon this week, that quoted a date of March something, the 22nd or something like that. I'm really, really hoping that is wrong, because I've already made plans that No Time to Die is going to be my big Christmas Day movie. So I'm really hoping it is out in time for Christmas. I've only ordered the standard Blu-ray. I'm almost certain that when I do upgrade to a 4K setup, I will be buying that one in 4K. I've heard excellent things about it. Even Mark Kermode liked it, so it can't be bad. It's 2 3/4 hours long. It is a very, very lengthy thing, but I'm definitely, absolutely looking forward to seeing it. And has anybody actually managed to avoid the spoilers? I tried, but it was very difficult. No, I'm not going to spoil it at all, but they are all over the internet. It is absolutely damned impossible. So I've kind of resigned myself now to, when I read a review or an article on it, I know that there's going to be something in there that I probably don't want to know. But I pretty much know how it all winds up now, so it doesn't really matter. I'm still looking forward to seeing it. Next thing I wanted to mention, let me get this. Do you own a box set like this? A Bond box set, Blu-ray, DVD, or do you have the individual movies on DVD? This box set is probably about 7 or 8 years old. Absolutely love it. Watched them all, watched all the special features. What I'm going to say is, if you own a set like this, hold on to it. Do not, under any circumstances, let it go. And I'll tell you for why. I read an article on Facebook this week. I know Facebook is not, strictly speaking, the god of all knowledge and all this sort of thing, but I read this article. Somebody put it on there. I've been trying to retrack it down so that I can share it or at least read it out to you. But I've not been able to find it. I can't remember where I read it. But what it is basically saying is that all future releases on Blu-ray, DVD, hopefully not 4K, are going to be cut, censored, to bring them in line with the current climate. Here we go again. The woke brigade have basically been complaining that Bond is little more than a rapist. In certain scenes, they quoted movies like Dr. No, Goldfinger, Thunderball. Yes, I know the scenes that they're on about. I've read about them. But they are now saying that to bring them in line with the way things are nowadays, all future releases are probably going to have slight cuts. Slight cuts, yes. We all know how I feel about slight cuts or cuts of any sort. So if you've got a Bond box set or individuals, or if you're planning on buying them, grab them now before they are re-released. I don't know who owns them or who is going to be the owner of them in the future, but whoever it is, it has leaked out that this is what they're going to be doing with them. They're going to be making cuts to them, to the more politically incorrect moments, let's say. I don't think it's going to be anything major, but it is certainly going to be. They're going to be cuts that you will notice if you've seen them enough times, and I've seen them all many, many times. I will instantly pick up on it. It's a bit like when they screen them on ITV or any other terrestrial channel. You tune in and you think, oh, I'll have a watch of this. I've seen it on a million times before, but I'll watch it. And then about 5 minutes into it, straight away, it's like, oh, here we go again. They've cut it. So that is a warning to you all. If you've got one of these box sets, please hold on to it. If I can find this article, I will save it and share it and possibly read it out to give you an idea of what to expect. But that was my understanding of it, is that they are going to be cutting Bond films, and it won't just stop there. There are going to be many, many other films. It's already happened to some. That are going to be cut because these snowflake dickheads have been complaining that it's not right into. We're not saying that it's right in today's climate. We're not saying it's acceptable in today's climate. We're saying that that's how it was back then, and you can't erase that. It's just how it was. Simple as. I really don't want to get started on this because this is a video all on its own. So I'll save that for another time. So what have I been buying this week? I haven't been buying much, I say. I got lent this one by a colleague at work. I haven't watched it yet. Natalie Portman, who I believe was in the later Star Wars movies. So I'm looking forward to having a look at that one. I think it's some kind of a sci-fi film, but I'm not sure. This was also recommended by a colleague at work, What Dreams May Come. It's a fantasy. It stars the brilliant Robin Williams and Cuba Gooding Jr. I believe it's to do with Robin Williams' character is killed in a car crash, goes to heaven, and then finds out that his wife took her own life and went to the other place, and he goes to rescue her. Apparently the visuals in this are absolutely stunning, and I didn't want to watch it on anything other than Blu-ray. I don't want to watch anything on DVD at the moment. I'm all Blu-ray, but you know, if I have to watch it on DVD, I will. But this, I really wanted to see on Blu-ray, so I'm looking forward to having a look at that one, because I love Robin Williams stuff. He was absolutely superb. I also got this, which I've been reading. Sorry, Guy, I know you can't stand this guy, but I'm absolutely loving this book. This man has led such a life that led him to what he is today, which is one of the country's leading film critics. I've got this, and I also bought it on Audible, because believe it or not, I like to read a book like this while I'm actually listening to it, and it tends to sink in better with me when I do that. But this is a cracking book, and I will absolutely be purchasing more of his books over the next few weeks, because I'm thoroughly enjoying this one. It's funny, it's just superb, and some of the stories he tells about the stars that we all know and love is just amazing. So yeah, if you're into the world of Hollywood and the world of films, I would highly recommend that book, without a doubt. I also got this through. I've been waiting for this for weeks. Clockwork Orange, collector's 4K Ultra HD box set. All I need is a 4K setup to play it on now. It has actually got the Blu-ray, and I promised I would do an unboxing of this. So Chris Hukin, I hope you're watching. The cellophane isn't even off it yet. So if we just take that off, here we go. This is where it gets awkward. Take that off. There we go. And we've got in here, let's see what we have got, shall we? We've got the Blu-ray, and also the 4K disc, which I assume is in there, apparently. What's the bonus disc? The feature film. Yeah, I'm assuming. Oh, there's the 4K one. Yeah. So obviously you've got all your special features details on the back there. You've also got a rather handsome looking book, which is, I'm assuming, going to be the history of the movie, with some nice stills on there. That. And what have we got here? We've got a little thing that opens like that, and you've got inside. Oh, let's see. Oh, posters. We love posters. Here we go. Oh, oh. Yeah, cut, take two. Here we go. Now that, I believe, is the original artwork, and that's another piece of original artwork that you get with it. So that comes with that. You've got, oh nice, oh love this, newspaper article on, what is it on? Obviously it's on, oh, it'll be to do with the controversy surrounding the movie. I'll have a read of that later. That's that. We have got some nice little art cards here. 1, 2, 3. Nice on-set photograph there of the underpass sequence. I thought that was 2 bits then. There we go. Oh, got some more. Another one there. And another. That is a nice set. Oops, that is a nice set. I like that. I'll put all that back together in a minute. So there you go. What have I been watching recently? Saturday afternoon, I have taken to watching these. Planet of the Apes. The original series, as in... Oh, let me just move a bit closer. There we go. The original series of movies started in 1969 with the original and the best. This has also got the series, the sequels that ran from 1970 to, I believe, about 1973 or 4, which I haven't seen for ages. I've seen the original quite a few times, and I watched it again this afternoon. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to getting into the sequels. over the next few weeks, so I'm going to be watching that. And Saturday night is pizza and a movie night. You all know this, especially Jason, he loves it. And what have I been watching? I watched the original of that last week, A Nightmare on Elm Street. And this week, I believe it's Elm Street 2 we're getting into, Freddy's Revenge. Now, the sequels I haven't seen for ages. The original I watched last week, and I was really, really surprised at how good it's held up, how well it's held up over the years. It's one of those movies that you forget just how good it actually is. And there was one bit, and I can't remember what it was, that still made me jump. Still does. So I'm looking forward to watching Freddy's Revenge, because I haven't seen that or any of the sequels for quite a while. The only one that's not included with this set is the remake, the 2010 remake, which I did see and wasn't the best, to be quite honest. It was all right, but it was one of those that you watch it and you think, well, why don't you just watch the original? There was nothing wrong with that, and it is pretty much the same. So I'm going to stick with this. I'm going to watch Freddy's Revenge tonight. Maybe Dream Warriors if I can stay awake long enough. Dream Warriors, apart from the original, is easily my favourite. That was released when I was working in a VHS library in Stapenhall. Many years ago, around about 1987, 1988, something like that. And I remember the owners of the video shop took me to a screening of the movie, which I'd never seen, at a cinema in Birmingham, and I absolutely fell in love with it. Absolutely loved it. So obviously I had to buy that on VHS when it came out, and I've had it on every other format since. So yeah, I'd definitely recommend Dream Warriors. And that box set, it's a nice little box set. You've got loads of special features on this as well. I did actually, for a change, watch all the special features on Elm Street last week, and they last a good hour and a half, 2 hours, and well worth it. So, right, I think that's it. I'm now surrounded by rubbish and cellophane and bits of cardboard and that. I'll maybe do another video later on. I've got one in mind for doing 5 or 10 of my favourite 1970s movies that do not include Close Encounters or Saturday Night Fever. So I'm going to sort those out, and I'm going to show you 5 or 10 of the ones that I absolutely love that aren't Close Encounters or Saturday Night Fever. So I think that's it for tonight. Enjoy your Saturday night, folks. Thanks for joining me. If you've enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up and also subscribe. That would be absolutely brilliant. And I look forward to talking to you all again very soon. Take care. Have a brilliant weekend, and I'll talk to you all again. Bye bye.